Hi there, it's Lukasz for the Tech Travel Geeks. We recently received the review unit of the brand new Xiaomi Mi 11 Ultra from the Mi community UK and have just released our first impressions video. Today we'll focus on the setup process and the software experience, but we'll follow it up with further coverage about this great device, so if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks to see more videos from us. Also, please note that this is a pre-release device, so your experience might be slightly different. Since I only have the phone for a short time, I moved my main SIM card to it straight away. I'm using a SIM ejector tool from one of my older devices, as I didn't have the box for this device, but it doesn't matter which one you use at all. The SIM tray is at the bottom of the device on the left hand side, so let's get it out. The tray is a dual one, with both slots nicely signed, so you'll know which one to use. Unfortunately, there's no space for an SD card, but you shouldn't need it on this 256 or 512GB device. I'll just be using a single SIM card today, so I'll put it into slot 1 with pins upwards. It's then enough to put it with the pins towards the screen and push it inside, and you're all done. Let's switch it on then and get started with the process. We get greeted by the Xiaomi logo with the usual powered by Android label at the bottom, followed by the 5G logo, as the device uses the Snapdragon 888 chipset with a 5G radio built in. Finally, as if this was an intro to a Hollywood movie, we get the MIUI logo, which then changes to the actual beginning of the setup process with the MIUI 12 logo and the Yours Alone tagline. You can also see the 6.81-inch AMOLED screen in all of its glory, and see how small the bezels are and how curved the screen is, both on the sides and at the top and the bottom. I don't mind curved screens myself, and the screen is gorgeous, so no complaints from me. We start with the language selection, and it's correctly set to English UK, and the region is also set correctly to the United Kingdom, thanks to the fact that I put the SIM card inside. The next step is the choice of keyboard, and straight away, two positives in one. First, we get to use the Gboard rather than the custom keyboard, so that's great. Plus there's an option for Braille keyboard, if someone needs it. Next, we get all the usual user agreements and privacy policies. Let's just say for the record that I read really fast and read all of them, okay? The next step is logging into the Wi-Fi, and once again I managed to forget to take the Wi-Fi password with me. Luckily, I now have it on my phone, so it didn't take me too long to find it. Next, we get a choice to either copy apps and data from a different device or to start from scratch. I personally prefer to start from zero, as it gives more information to you, the viewer, so I'll go with don't copy. The next step is to sign into the Google account, which is always key on Android devices. Well, I somehow entered the wrong password the first time, so let's try again. Okay, it worked the second time, but I still need to approve the login through two-step authentication. I'll use the Redmi Note 10 Pro for this, which I'm currently reviewing. And we're in! I now need to approve some settings like backup to the Google Drive, using the location, Wi-Fi scanning, diagnostics data, and software updates. For some reason, I decided to approve it all, living on the edge. The next step is unique to Europe and allows you to select the search provider. I'll just go with Google as usual. At this point, I could add the setup or continue, but since we're that far, let's do it properly. The next step was Google Assistant's voice recognition, but luckily it remembered me already. This is unlike the last phone setup video I did, where I had to say Beetlejuice 3 times or something like that. And now we have a few more things to do, adding another email, changing font sizes, wallpapers, and reviewing additional apps. I went with wallpapers and picked my favorite one with the sea and the beach. Reviewing apps isn't too helpful in here, it only shows the Google Pay app and I can't even remove it, so I'm not really sure what this option is really for. We're almost there. I was asked to log into my Xiaomi account, and since I logged in through Google last time, it worked fine now as well. I was also able to enable syncing with the Xiaomi cloud, so my contacts, messages, etc. can get synchronized between devices. This is optional, but I went with it. Next step is security, and I'll go with the in-screen fingerprint scanner. But before that, I had to set a pattern or a pin, so I went with a pattern. Once that was done, I had my thumb scanned. The process for the thumb took only 18 seconds, which is really fast. It took twice as long on my last device. I then had a bit of a déjà vu, since I had to agree to similar things I agreed to earlier, but this time for Xiaomi rather than Google. This includes ads, but we'll discuss that later on. And we're back to something more exciting, the user interface. We can choose between the classic launcher or one with an app drawer. I personally love the app drawer, so I went for it straight away. And that's actually it. The setup is now complete. We just need to wait a few moments until everything loads. And I have to say, the entire process was really fast compared to some other ones I've done recently. It probably has to do with the fact that the Mi 11 Ultra uses the latest Snapdragon 888 chipset, and my model has 12GB of RAM and 256GB of fast UFS 3.1 storage, which must have helped with the speed. The operating system here is the MIUI 12, built on Android 11. Funny enough, as I was working on the software update section right now, I got the latest version, namely 12.0.4. However, it was just the basic system optimization and stability improvement. I'm still on the March 2021 software update, so I hope it gets updated soon. What's promising is that the Ultra should be one of the first devices to receive MIUI 12.5, which will come with a number of improvements like better performance, the new Notes app, extra live wallpapers, and, most interestingly, MIUI Plus, which will allow data and notification sharing between the phone and Windows 10 devices. There's already a beta version available in Chinese, and I managed to send myself some files, so it's a good start. But even the current version 12 is a very powerful software distribution. It comes with a lot of extra features, like the aforementioned live wallpapers, which I really like, and which currently include Earth, Mars, Saturn, and some geometrical shapes. It also has the new control center, which allows you to either swipe on the left to get notifications, or on the right to get all the important controls and access to the settings menu. I really like this option. It also includes the app drawer, which is split into sections: communications, entertainment, games, etc. What's great is that you can customize those categories and reorder them yourself, which is quite handy. Speaking of apps, it's worth mentioning that the phone comes with quite a lot of pre-installed apps once you first set your device up. Other than the usual Google apps and some Xiaomi tools, you get social apps like Facebook, LinkedIn and TikTok, shopping apps like Amazon, eBay and Agoda, plus Netflix. Luckily, you can uninstall all of them easily, but don't expect a clean system when you first switch the device on. For some people, the other downside of the MIUI system has been ads. After using the phone for a week, I haven't experienced them so far, but as mentioned before, this is a pre-release review device and my past devices started showing some ads after it was released to the public, so you might experience some ads, especially in the security app, once you install any apps on the Google Play Store. But even if that happens, it's not something that has bothered me in the past, so I personally don't think ads on Xiaomi devices are a problem now. Otherwise, I really like MIUI 12, especially the About phone, all specs and phone storage screens, which all look really nice. There's also a lot of customization, like changing the phone's resolution between 1440 and 1080p, or between 120 and 60 Hz refresh rates, or adjusting the colors to your preferences. When it comes to performance, the phone flies through the operating system without any issues at all, but that's really to be expected. The Mi 11 Ultra comes with the latest Snapdragon 888 chipset, so I wouldn't expect anything else. It's just a pleasure to use it, and it's blazingly fast. I'm also impressed by the battery life. The 5000 mAh battery works really well, and the 67W wired and wireless charging make recharging a non-issue. Overall, I've really been enjoying using the Mi 11 Ultra for the last week, especially as a camera phone. If you want to see more about the camera quality, check the first impressions and camera samples video we released recently, as it has plenty of great photos I managed to take recently. More coming soon. That's it for this video though. Let us know in the comments below what else you'd like to hear about for this device. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to the Tech Travel Geeks to see more videos from us. But for now, thanks for watching!